shedding light on mathematics. The fundamental ability of every system of grammar is the ability to say what you see, pairing the perceptible with the intelligible. What grammar teaching have you ever had which maintains this biologically factual mandate? However, are there today any such grammar books which teaches you the fundamentals of that grammar by this biological mandate? Which grammar teacher, in our history, taught and used this pairing? As Plato noted, geometry is capable of supplying both the intelligible and perceptible into a perceptible paradigm for all reasoning. Most teachers of mathematics do not even know or teach mathematics correctly. Information management is divided between information, which is put into symbolic format or called virtualized, and they are the same symbols which we use to perform operations upon the data. So, mathematics has come to mean specific grammar systems when in fact, the operations on information is the same for every method of virtualization. Binary recursion affords us exactly 4 categories of grammar, which is called a grammar matrix: common grammar, arithmetic, algebra and geometry. As each one of them is based upon one of the 4 methods of recursion available to us, it is not correct to claim that any of these grammar systems is better or worse than another. Better at what? Worse at what, when each of them is affected by binary recursion and the operations upon this data is exactly the same for each of them. The truth of the matter is, people believe, correctly or not, that they can use one of these systems of grammar better than the other, when factually, virtually, there is no factual difference between them other than the method we generally use to effect recursion with them. It is a fact, that if you are not aware of the grammar matrix, or that all information is performed in an intelligible binary, independent of the grammar systems, you are not literate. We, ourselves, are better or worse at using a thing. Transference of one's own incompetence to the same inanimate tool you are using is a psychological problem, not a doctrinal problem. Ask the computer if it is literate in only one system of grammar, but illiterate in others, it will be so stunned at the question, it will not even bother to answer. One of these grammar systems is better at presenting us with sensory feedback, called paradigmatics, and that is geometry, because geometry pairs the elements which define anything with a hand in a one-to-one arithmetic correspondence. So, one can say, in regard to paradigmatics, geometry is the sole method. Geometry does not use what is called Cartesian geometry, which is outlandishly primitive. Geometry, as Plato noted, can do all the math. With this in mind, I am going to show you how to display the outputs of an equation from the infinitely small to the infinitely large, or again, the entire waveform of an equation. Keep in mind, these waveforms are just as much a part of geometry as any figure one produces and can be used to solve for any number of givens. When learning geometry, initially you are learning how to pair common grammar with the analog grammar of geometry. How then can you imagine that common grammar is less capable than geometry, or arithmetic, etc.? Very illiterate people, burdened with irrational fears, believe that in writing the grammar of geometry, mysterious things happen to those characters, and such people do the same thing with words in common grammar, claiming that there is some alien magic in the script. Those types of behaviors are best kept between them and their primary care physician. Unfortunately, these delusions now flood children's textbooks.
False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the mind with evil. Phaedo by Plato,